In this video, we focus on alcohol consumption and Alzheimer's disease dementia. Related issues include, would drinking alcohol increase dementia? The generalized answer is that it is generally noted that a glass of wine a day with a meal may not cause much harm at all in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease dementia. Another point is that a type of alcohol-related brain damage resulted from regular drinking too much alcohol over years that can cause alcohol-related dementia. We review here the publication relating alcohol consumption and cognitive function. Among lifestyle-related factors, low to moderate alcohol drinking, such as 1 to 2 units per day, or less than 14 units per week, has been proposed as a protective factor against the development of age-related changes in cognitive function, pre-dementia syndromes, and cognitive decline of degenerative, such as Alzheimer's disease or vascular dementia in several longitudinal studies. We start with good news to alcohol drinkers. The cognitive benefit from alcohol drinking, although the conclusion is mixed. Several studies, including one early study from the British Whitehall studies, continue to indicate alcohol's positive potential to mitigate cognitive decline due to the psychological benefits of moderate alcohol consumption from producing feelings of well-being, pleasure and sociability. The 2004 Whitehall 2 studies assessed alcohol use and cognitive function in a United Kingdom cohort study, 4,272 men, 1,761 women, with median of 11 years, baseline, 1985 to 1988, with at phase 5, 1997 to 1999, when participants were aged 46 to 68 years. The study found that of people who reported drinking alcohol at least one drink in the past week, compared with those who did not, were significantly less likely to have poor cognitive function. The beneficial effect extended to those drinking more than 240 grams per week, approximately 30 drinks. The effect was stronger for women than men and was not confined to those with evidence of vascular disease. Similar results were found in cross-sectional and longitudinal analyses. This study concludes that increasing levels of alcohol consumption were associated with better function regarding some aspects of cognition. However, contrasting findings also exist. Because many of these studies were limited by cross-sectional design, restriction by age or sex, or incomplete ascertainment, different outcomes, beverages, drinking patterns, or follow-up periods, or possible interactions with other lifestyle-related, i.e., smoking, or genetic factors may vary the results. Light to moderate alcohol use may reduce risk of Alzheimer's dementia. But for vascular dementia and pre-dementia syndromes, the current evidence is only suggestive protective effect. In conclusion, the protective effects are more likely with wine consumption and the absence of genetic factor, such as an ApoE4 allele. In 2018, a 23-year follow-up revealed that alcohol consumption trajectories from midlife to early old age showed long-term abstinence, decrease in consumption, and long-term consumption more than 14 units per week to be associated with a higher risk of dementia compared with long-term consumption of 1 to 14 units per week. On average, less than 2 units per day would be suggested based on this updated result. Currently, there is no indication that moderate alcohol drinking would be harmful to cognition and dementia, but it is not possible to define a specific beneficial level of alcohol intake. A very noteworthy study, 2004, focused on evaluating the relation between alcohol drinking and middle age and dementia in old age. The study sampled 1,464 men and women in Finland aged 65 to 79 years in 1972 or 1977 and then re-examined in 1998, that is an average follow-up of 23 years. It found that both frequent alcohol drinking and non-alcohol drinking in middle age were twice as likely to have mild cognitive impairment in old age as those participants who drank alcohol infrequently. The results indicate that the risk of dementia related to alcohol drinking was modified by the presence of the genetic factor, apolipoprotein E4 allele. The follow-up study, 2010, on midlife alcohol drinking pattern and later risk of cognitive impairment was carried out in 1975 and 1981 with 1,486 participants, and conducted between 1999 and 2007. This follow-up study found the evidence that light to moderate alcohol use is associated with a lower risk of cognitive impairment compared with higher levels of consumption. In addition, binge drinking was found to be an independent risk factor for cognitive impairment. An interesting study focused on the effects of moderate alcohol consumption on cognitive function in women. This study was carried out between 1995 and 2001, with follow-up in 2 years later in 11,102 women participants. It found that up to 1 drink per day does not impair cognitive function in women and may decrease the risk of cognitive decline. Summary: among lifestyle-related factors, low to moderate alcohol drinking, such as 1 to 2 units, 8 to 16 gram, per day, or less than 14 units, 240 gram, per week, has been proposed as a protective factor against declining cognitive function, promoting sociability and feelings of well-being. And therefore, there is no indication that low to moderate alcohol drinking would be harmful to dementia. But it is not possible to define a specific beneficial level of alcohol intake. Midlife light to moderate alcohol drinking pattern is associated with a lower risk of cognitive impairment compared with higher levels of consumption. In women, it is found that up to 1 unit of drink per day does not impair cognitive function, and may decrease the risk of cognitive decline.